Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Sharpshooter Sports Talk. I am your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones, the twos, threes, the fours, and the fives and six. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. Thank you all for coming out. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Oh man, we're gonna talk about some things today, but before we get in there, like I said, hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on those notifications so you won't miss any of the shows or videos or whatever. But I got to introduce the guys, man. Y'all already know, man, Mr. HBCU. Well, all three of us are. What am I talking about? But y'all already know, man, Mr. Jackson State himself, man, Mr. Cap man himself, Mr. Retired man himself, and Coach. Y'all show your love for our main man and brother, Coach Al.
Evening, everybody. Hey, thanks for having me. Be sharp. Coach Shawn, good to be with my brothers again. As always, as always.
Oh yeah, man.
It's a family affair.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, man. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Yeah, hey right. Man, y'all already know, man, Mr. Alabama A&M himself, former running back and graduate, ladies and gentlemen, will tell you like it is, no matter who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all show your love for Mr. Under the Weather. Our good brother and friend, Coach Shawn.
Man, much love to my brother B Sharp and my brother Coach Al. So good to see them boys again, man. Apologize to everybody. Ain't doing too well, but I couldn't miss a chance to forget about sickness for a while and get back with my people and talk the game we love.
Oh yeah, man.
Got that right.
We up in here, man, folks. Crawling up in here slowly but surely, as always, man. So, man, just got to shout out everybody. Shout out White for still remaining a member of the channel, the original owner of calling it the Sharp Squad. Appreciate you, my brother.
Shout out
Toya up in this thing. Good to see you, Toya. As always, y'all already know Herb and Raj up in here.
Herb and Raj.
Tough as nails up in this thing, man.
Tough as nails.
Young, what's going on, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Who else up in here? Oh, JJ up in here. What's going on, man?
JJ.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get right on into it, everybody, man. We're gonna start off. I seen some rosters, projected rosters, and definitely want to give a big shout out to Clint Lamb because he actually made this. I'm just using it for the show tonight, and we're gonna see what we like and dislike about it, and see who will be started and all this stuff. And let's have a discussion with it. And we're gonna look at this good old O-line first. Shout out to Clint over there at Cover Crimson. Him and those guys doing a great job over there. So definitely shout out to them. But man, I don't know where to start. So, I'm gonna let Coach out, man. What you like, what you dislike, what you want to talk about, what you see.
Yeah, I think no doubt about it. What I see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16, 17, 20. If I'm looking at this right, I see 20 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very interesting because every one of them is a scholarship player. They're no more walk-ons. Okay. So what that does for all your positions, it immediately adds competition to the room. You have that many players on scholarship, and everybody's doing the profit sharing kind of thing, so everybody's getting paid. But what I always start in the O-line is at center. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the alpha on that line? And from what we've seen of Racing Delgatti, he's just that dog kind of guy. Now, the question is, can he pick up the offense and that kind of thing? And then the Strayhorn kid from Michigan, he comes out of that Michigan culture with the O-line deal. You have to give him some attention too at that position, So, but Racing obviously is an older guy. So and he's played a lot more snaps, so that gives him some of the edge in my view. But when I look at this, I like the talent pool that they have. Okay, and it's going to take a minute to find the top 7 guys because you usually have like a swing tackle. Usually have a guy that's a center, a guy that's guard who usually backs the center up just in case the center gets dinged up or something. So he's taking reps at center, and the other guard is usually the guy that's a fixture. Okay, but the starting 5 that he has right there, the only guy that I don't know a lot about, haven't seen a lot on, is Strayhorn. But I like Will Sanders. You know he has the right last name. First of all, yeah. And Jackson Lloyd, who should have been playing last year as a tight end, wearing number 84. I like his athleticism, and I like what I've been hearing about him is growing into his body and still being able to have that lateral short area quickness is needed for a tackle. So I really like his frame and his abilities. We just don't know much about his game preparedness and how he's going to really hold up as a left tackle in the SEC. That's where Javen James might have some of an edge because he's just an older guy. Whether he's better or not, who knows? He's just an older guy. And that kind of stands for something because you kind of know what's happening, even if you're not as talented as Lloyd. Mike Carroll on the other side of that thing is a guy who we saw play at a pretty high level. And the way Clint has this up, he has Javen James as a swing tackle, if you notice that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we were talking about. So what that means is that he could actually start. And Jackson Lloyd can be that guy that might need to get some playing time and some playing experience till he comes up the curve with the speed of the game, like Mike Carroll had to do. They kind of spoon-fed him last year. They just didn't throw him out there. Jackson Lloyd, to get just thrown out there as an SEC guy, at left tackle. So I kind of like what he has set up. I preferably like Ty Haywood starting over Strayhorn. I just think he, athletically speaking, from what I saw of him, probably has a higher ceiling than Strayhorn. I do see Strayhorn backing up Racing Delgado because Strayhorn is actually a redshirt freshman. So I moved Ty Haywood up to the right guard position or flip Carroll inside and put Ty Haywood outside. I think if I had to do it, Coach Shawn, I think I would try Haywood outside and Carroll inside because Carroll has played in there. I think he has better movement skills laterally than Ty does. And Ty is just a big guy that can get his hands on you. He's used to playing on the edge. So what's not on this depth chart, which is vitally important to the success of this offensive line, is the inline wide tight end. And with our new coach coming in, with the vast experience he has coaching tight ends, they are integral to offensive line play in terms of the box, hat on a hat, moving some folks, which I think we will see this year. So my adjustment to this would be Ty Haywood over Strayhorn at right guard. Better yet, I'll flip Carroll inside, put Ty outside.
Right.
Coach Shawn.
Yeah, Coach Al hit the nail right on the head, man. That's what I have right here on my paper. People forget that Michael Carroll was actually a guard coming out of high school.
He was recruited as a guard, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. He was recruited as a guard.
Yeah.
And he was really, really, really physical at guard, man. I mean, he excelled at guard. The kid actually had to come into college and really pick up those tackle skills and how to pass it and how to, play that edge is tough. It's different than playing on the inside. Yep. The thing I agree with Coach Al the most on is I'm just really excited and happy that we got depth and some competition at the tackle spots. When you look at Haywood coming in and Jackson Lloyd and the kid from Mississippi State who actually started multiple games, like 10 games in the SEC at Mississippi State. Yep. So, this kid, and didn't he play left tackle, Coach Al?
Yep, he played left tackle, yeah.
Yeah, so this kid has some experience at left tackle. He's going to, the kid played well. We have some guys at left tackle that's going to create competition. We know those guys get dinged up a lot. But I think one person that we're not talking about enough that I think now that he's healthy, from what I'm hearing, is going to be a problem. He's not really ranked high on this list, but Casey Poe. Casey Poe is a run blocking kid who's had to
I
hone
agree.
his pass skills. And yeah, had to
I agree.
hone his
I agree.
pass skills in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
kid's
him
going
when
to
we
be
signed him. I thought he was a dog. I thought he would.
Mhm.
I thought he would be like Will Sanders. I thought they were the
Yeah.
next two inside guys myself.
Yeah, me too, coach. Me too,
Yeah.
man. I really like Casey Poe. He's going to be a problem. And I did some research on both of these guys, man. Racine and Caden. You know, one of them 6'3", 305, other one 6'2", 308. Very similar builds. The Racine kid is nasty, bro.
He is
That
that.
kid, yes, he is nasty.
What whistle, right, Coach?
What whistle? You know, exactly. Really like that kid at center. I think he's probably going to be our starting center. It's good that Caden can come in and play or be at the guard. Kid played both in Michigan, actually. Will Sanders has proved himself to me. All he needs is reps to me, just like Coach Al said. Coach Al's been on him from the jump. You know, and this Jackson Lloyd, I heard Greg McElroy talking about this kid. This kid was supposedly just as good as Caden Proctor last year. He just got a little dinged up, didn't have enough weight on him when he first got there, was getting pushed around in the beginning.
That's right.
Well, the kid has definitely gotten bigger, stronger. A lot of potential on this offensive line, man. A lot of potential. But I think the number one thing for me is people like Casey Poe that you're not really hearing about, and the competition that we have at the tackle position with the guy from Mississippi State who do have a gang of starts under his belt. So, yeah, I feel good about this offensive line. We just got to get them in there, get the best five, get these guys, you know, some really tough camp. I hope the camp is tough and physical. You know, you just got to go with it, man. I know injuries are always on the horizon, but, you know, you practice how you play how you practice, man. You know, you got to get in there and have a tough camp this year and figure out who you're going to have as your starting five.
Yeah, you one name, Coach Shawn, is Bryson Cooley. He has a lot of ability. Okay, as a young guy, I think that's a name. You know, it depends on how he adapts to the college game. I think he's on campus now. He's just a name I think to watch. But I'm with you, man. The depth that we got, the numbers, you know, just the practice intensity. And I think what's the bigger thing is that we're not, you and I, we talk about this stuff, but it's the position coach that brings relevant experience to what he wants out of these guys, as far as one, development, but two, what the in-game adjustments should be like, because he understands enough about the strategy of creating the mismatches up front against the team that he's playing. And that's where the other tight end coach is going to come in, because our tight end coach from last year is now our quarterback coach. So the guy who's a tight end coach now, that's what he played. He cut his teeth on that coach, and he understands, you know, that attached guy on the edge and how he can really affect the whole chemistry of the offensive. He truly understands that. So he's already inside of the head of the O-line coach and knowing what's needed for a unit, not to mention how to set his own depth chart up for the Y and the H, you know, in certain game plan and situation. You know, to me, we're going to see a whole different thing with our unit up front this year.
Let me ask, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, just like Coach Al said, that inline tight end is going to be key, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be absolutely key for what these guys like to do, all these stretches and zone. It's going to be absolutely imperative. You know, these guys love to attack the perimeter, man. So I'm hoping that they get an inline guy that's really physical and can hold up under what these guys like to run.
I think that's why they went after that Oklahoma State kid earlier, because I think that's what they wanted to do.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a big boy, man. And I'm going to tell you what, think about all the time we talk about our edge defenders and setting the edge. If you're a zone team, outside zone team, your tight end, your Y has to be able to reach that guy. Okay, what I mean by reach,
That's a fact.
that's a block. It's a technique when a guy's on your outside shoulder, and you really have to gain leverage to stalemate him or to get him turned inside, back to your inside shoulder when he's trying to get upfield to squeeze you down inside. That's
That's
a
a
tough
fact.
block against a
That's
very
a fact.
physical guy who's trained to run right through your outside shoulder, right
Yep.
through your ear hole, and just drill you. He don't care what. If he can't do that, he don't play that position in the
That's the
SEC.
whole fact, man. Coach
Okay.
Al is 1,000% right, especially if they get on your inside shoulder, and that could cause a lot of problems for whatever play you're running.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and so he's 100% correct on that, man. That inline spot is so important, man. That's facts, Coach Al.
Let
Very
me ask y'all this, because I know this one will be really, really interesting. I think I have my locks or who gonna be starting where. I think, but I want to know where you guys think. Like, even though I know every job is up for competition, nobody job is safe. But in y'all own opinion, which position you guys think is a lock when it's week 1 of the season? Who's gonna be at that position? Like, this is gonna be an automatic lock right there that you believe.
I think Michael Carroll gonna be at right guard.
That was
I think they wanted to play him there this year, but we struggled so bad at tackle. He was the next most talented kid, so they almost had to play him there. I think Carroll is going to go back to his original spot where he can really, really, really be an all SEC. I mean, the kid made all SEC as a freshman at tackle.
freshman.
So,
Yeah.
you know, even if he stay at tackle, I ain't mad, you know. But I would like, it just depends on how the right tackle develops to me. But I think if we can get Haywood in there and he play well, or the kid from Mississippi State, depending on him and Jackson's competition, I think Michael Carroll will be at your right guard. I do believe that.
Yeah. I'm with you, Shawn. I think he's probably, only because of the fact that what you can't fake is experience. He got a lot of that last year.
That's a fact.
And he held up. That's the thing. He held up as a young guy who came in January, learned the system, got and worked his way onto the field, which means he created great habits, man, as a young cat. Now he's had a chance to grow into his body a year, and just kind of get that whole, it's a rhythm now. Because now I know what it's like to come out of first semester, going into second semester, Christmas break, going into the MAT program, all that stuff. I kind of know where I live, where my apartment is, all that stuff, and how I want to get up in the morning. I mean, it's just, I'm at home. Okay.
Yep.
Now, how do I grow up? Okay. He's done a little bit of that in Tuscaloosa. So he's already comfortable. Now he has to adjust to a different voice in his head. That's the new line coach, and they all do. So in a lot of ways, they're all starting from zero because they got a new guy in their ear. But I'm with Coach. Mike Carroll is a lock, regardless of what position they play him at. But I'm like, Coach, I like him inside. Okay, one, because the whole pin and pull thing, he's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you see him chase that guy down when they threw the pick? And he was chasing that guy all the way down the field in the game we played last year. This guy's 6'5", 305 running like that. Golly, man, can you imagine? Can you imagine if he's coming across on a long pull, and you got to get in his way?
I told him at guard, he can be really aggressive at guard. Tackle, you got to have, Coach Al, you got to have more your athletic offensive lineman out there. I think Ty Haywood is that. I think he's more your lean, athletic guy who can move. I seen that kid dunking backwards. I'm like, yeah. So I don't know if he fit guard yet. I don't know. Maybe he do. Who knows? But I can foresee Ty being somewhere on somebody's edge. With as athletic as he is, with his technique, how he is, kid got a phenomenal kick slide, man. You know what I mean? I can really see that kid playing one of your edge tackles. Michael Carroll, as aggressive as he is, I love, because guards are important, man, in this offense. I'd love to get Carroll in there and let him clean up anything in front of him, So I do believe, just like Coach Al said, I believe Michael Carroll is a lock. I think William Sanders might be there too with the right amount of reps. William might lock the other guard position down as well.
I believe so too.
I like him. But I'm gonna say something too. I think that's gonna be a serious competition with Nick Brooks.
Facts.
Just because Nick Brooks has some size, man. He's bigger than
How
Will.
big is that kid?
He's probably, I think he's like 330, about 6'5". He's a big boy, man. He's bigger than Will. Okay. But one thing about Will has a really strong base, man. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's athletic. He's twitchy for a big guy. He can move, man. And so one of the things
6'7", 349.
See, yes, I knew he was a big guy, big frame guy. The problem he might have is the same thing we encountered last year with Dewberry. Can he sustain a block and lock on? That was our big problem last year. We just couldn't sustain blocks and get locked in on guys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with the hat on the hat, we always lost. That's why I like Carroll inside, because what happens is now he can move his feet and keep the pocket from being pushed into him. That's the key for a guard. You got to be the anchor.
That's it.
You can't sit like an outside tackle. You just don't have that kind of space, for one. And then two, it depends on the guys on the inside. They don't have that kind of space either. That's why you see a lot of twists and games and stuff like that with these guys, like coming around and looping and stuff. So I think you need a guy in there that can call a guy, gone, so if you hear gone coming, you better be looking, and he's passing them off, we didn't see enough of that last year.
I tell you this, Duke to go says Nick Brooks is 4 inches taller than Dewberry. Sometimes that don't help you at guard.
That's right.
Being tall like that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it work against you playing inside like that.
Yeah. That's one of the things that in this scheme that we run, it's a movement scheme. It's a lot of it. A lot of it. We saw the only thing that we can kind of look at is what was done at Washington. Okay. And we saw how much their tackles pulled all the way across formation. Things like that. We saw a lot of that, man, and that body type that Nick Brooks has a lot like what we had last year. The key is if he can be a road grader kind of dude, like that big 6'8" guy they got at Georgia, that freshman, he can be like him. we might have to be an inside zone team.
You find them big guys like that can move their feet and be road graders and lock on, man. Not just get a hat on the head and fall off, lock on, get a hat on the head and drive block. Hey, that's a priceless jewel, man.
Yeah. One of the things we saw last year was we had a problem at right guard with Vandermark and Jaden Roberts, and then Wilkin moving in there. They never could really get the duo combo and working up to the next level. They was always at different depths and levels, man. In offensive line play, you can't do that because because that's what creates penetration when you had different levels and everything. And that's kind of where it just they didn't work together last year. I mean, he didn't have the right people. To me, frankly, they kept Will at left guard and rolling him and Dewberry in there, man. I would have rolled Will over to the right side and kept Dewberry at the left side, man, and Vandermark. I mean, I think Dewberry was a little dinged up last year. He couldn't just go the whole game. That was part of the problem, I believe. But man, Will Sanders would have got more snaps, in my opinion.
Yeah, he needs to play more.
He seemed to get it up here. He seemed to get it up here. It was just pass pro was a little bit deficient, if you will.
I know they about to give. I know Coach Adrian Clem, about to get these boys business all throughout spring, all throughout the summer. Like, I'm very confident in what he's about to do, man. With all that NFL experience, knows what he been around. Of course, having one of Najee's best seasons in Pittsburgh, so it's definitely gonna be an interesting year for those guys. But I just want to ask y'all, because I know they're not on here. It's the O-line, not the O-line. I don't know why I say O-line, but the quarterbacks and the receivers. How you guys feel about the quarterbacks and the receivers? Like who's gonna be a lock right there? Who's gonna be a lock at our quarterback? All this stuff is early, everybody. We still got to go through spring and all that stuff. It's just nice conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I love chopping it up like this. That's what we do this time of year, right?
Oh yeah, talking season, man.
Yeah, not to mention it's us three. We can do this all day.
Oh yeah. But who you guys? Just saying, we have 3 wide receivers out there. Your 3 wide receivers and the quarterback.
Coach Shawn,
you want me to go? Okay.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
My 3 wide receivers would probably be. I'd probably go, of course, Ryan Williams. I'd probably play Ryan. I would start him off at the X and see how that went. If not, I'd move into the Z. I would probably have Lotzi at your inside guy, and I probably would start off with either Rico Scott or Noah Rogers at my Z. If Ryan can't excel at X, I would give Ryan every benefit of the doubt going into this season to get his confidence up from the first practice and let him know he is that guy, play like that guy. You're going to command some attention. I think Noah Rogers is going to really help because Jeremy was a physical receiver, but this kid is a speedster. And he catch the deep ball. To me, he was better catching the deep ball than the underneath stuff. It seems that's what they want to do. But I would go Latier. I would go Ryan. And I think Rico and Ryan play the same spot a lot. I rarely see Rico and Ryan out there different. If it have, I must have missed it. Seems like when Rico's there, Ryan's not there. I would get Rico up to speed on different positions so him and Ryan can be on the field at the same time. If you can do that, I would definitely go Rico, Ryan, and Latier. I give Rico Scott all the respect in the world.
I'm with you. I do, because he had a great offseason last year. And for whatever reason, it just didn't click to translate to on the field production last year. I don't understand that one at all, man, to be honest with you. It's a mystery, but I'm going to put Ryan at X, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to put him at X, but we know that he knows every position.
Facts. That's a whole fact. Yeah.
So we're not talking about game planning right now. We're just talking about positions, because game planning is a whole different thing about how you want to create mismatches with a guy that but I definitely want Ryan outside. He's better outside the numbers.
Definitely.
Okay, no doubt about it. And Latier Brooks is going to be my starter. Okay, I don't care what you say. Because most of the time, I think we're in 12 most of the time anyway. Personnel. That's 3 wideouts. But typically we have 4 starters. You know what I mean? When we go 11 personnel, depending on team we're playing. So you can look at it like that. So, but Latier is one. He's my inside slot guy. Then Ryan's going to be outside. And truth be told, Derek Meadows and Rico, they're going to have to duke it out. But the guy that could be whole wild card, that's why I'm saying 4 guys, is Noah Rogers. I don't know how you keep him off the field. A guy with his skill set, man. That's why I say when we say starters, we got to say 5 guys. You can't say 4 guys, because it depends on where you are on the field. If you inside the red zone, now that's a whole different mix of guys, right? If you're in positive territory and what you're trying to do, if you know that secondary safeties they can be had. So now you want some speed guys that can pressure these safeties because they can't cover as well, with your post corner route, coach.
Yes, sir. You already know, coach.
You want a speed guy doing that, right? So Derek Meadows and I think Noah are going to have to duke it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, and then Rico has to be on the field, because I think you brought him back you re-signed him for a reason. I think he got a lot to prove, that guy. There you go, right there. See, there you go, right there. He had the fastest time in the impact thing last in the offseason workouts of anybody on the team. How do you not put him on the field?
Yeah, I think it was like 25 miles per hour. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I'm with you on everything you said, Coach. Okay, I'm with you on everything you said.
I think one more point. I think for me, Derek Meadows has to learn how to get off press coverage better. You know, and then he's he got to learn. You know how Coach Al, you got to learn how to protect yourself at wide receiver, man. You know, when you're a big body like that, you know, you got to learn how to put yourself in between the defender and the ball. You know what I mean? Just reaching out there, getting your clock knocked off. You know, you got to learn how to play the position. Derek is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be great. I think this will be an important offseason for him, man. The kid got size. He can run. You know, to me, that was Odom's problem. I watched that kid and he could never get off press. You know, he out there fussing, but you can't, you in college, you're gonna find teams to play press on you, you know, even Ryan, you know. So I think this will be an important offseason for Derek. I think Derek is gonna be great. It's gonna be interesting to see the development of CD, and can CD get off press quickly. You know, so the quarterback ain't back there patting the ball. So it's gonna be interesting for some of our big guys to see what happens.
So one thing here, since we're talking about wideouts, who's going to be the possession guy?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Kevin Lee. Who's going to be Kevin Lee? Okay. Who's Kevin Lee? I mean, and what's the guy that played for Indiana, number 13?
6. I forgot how you pronounce his last name.
That dude.
Doubles out.
That dude, Nakua. Remember Nakua for the Rams?
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy. Okay, who's gonna be him? Because when they wanted to convert, especially if they was on a hash, they would take Cedeno or whatever his name is, Senderic or something, and they put him to the wide side of the field, and they gonna throw that out, and you couldn't stop it. You just couldn't, you know. So to me, with the talent we got, who's gonna be that dude with the chemistry with the quarterback? Because the quarterback is going to have to be an accurate passer, man, when you want that kind of guy to be moving the chains, okay? And that's going to be the crux between who's going to actually win the spot, all right? Who can make the most accurate throws consistently? Because if I'm coaching these guys up, I'm putting them in those positions to show me that you can do that, regardless of where we are on the field.
I know people in the comment section asked some real good questions, so I'm gonna get to those in just a second, everybody. But shout out to our good brother Rob, man, being a member for 5 months. Good evening, gentlemen. Great to see everyone. Roll damn tide. Always good to see you, Rob, man, and everybody up in here. And
Sarat, thank you, Latoya. Sarat, thank you, Latoya.
Thank you, Toya. And everybody. And Ephraim put it in there too, so don't want to forget Ephraim. I don't want him to cause chaos.
What's up, Call
a lot of chaos in the comment session. But yeah, everybody, man. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. And like I said, also turn on those notifications, because I know a lot of people been missing the lives and everything, been wanting to catch the live. But I seen like a couple of questions. I seen Josh put in there. He said, "Do y'all think Morgan will contribute a good bit?" I answer real quick for myself, based on everything everybody has been saying. Saying, he looks good ahead of schedule, but it's still early. They said the same thing about Rico Scott, and I really ain't see too much from Rico Scott last year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't expect much from freshmen, unless you are just those generational type guys, and like you got to be like a Pat Surtain, a Minka Fitzpatrick, or Julio Jones, those type of guys. I don't expect too much from you. I just let you take your time and develop. But you guys go ahead. What y'all thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Coach Al.
Yeah. With a guy like CD, if he can get the book, okay, first of all, so with a guy like that, when you bring him in, Brinsky, you want to see whether or not he want to do the little things every day. Okay? Can he get to the mundane and be good at it every day? okay, instead of taking days off? Can you keep stacking practices? Which means that if you can do that, I'm gonna trust you. So now I'm gonna try to carve out a role for you based on what your skill set is, till we can start seeing you do the whole tree in what we like to do. And then inside of that, oh man, we can scheme you up because you're seeing coverages, spacing, the
Yeah.
timing of the routes, not just running as fast as you can. You become a receiver, not just a sprinter on the field playing football. And can you do that every day at practice? So I think he's gonna carve himself out a role just because he's a physical specimen. And let's see if he has the maturity to match. If he does, yeah, he'll play. I don't
Yeah.
keep him off the field. I don't care what you are, freshman. I don't care if you're a junior in high school.
Yeah.
You can play. I'm playing you.
Oh yeah, of course. That's why I said it all depends on where your development is.
That's right.
With me, I don't know. I'm not in the building. I don't know. These guys know way better than me. So if he's out there, that means he must be ready in some type of form.
That's a whole fact. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with both of you guys. I think it's up to CD, man. I heard he's been doing some great things, just like B. Sharp said. Big. When you're a big guy like that, man, you got to be able to get off press coverage in the SEC, man. That is a big thing with big guys, man. That's what makes some of these big receivers so different. These guys can beat you in press. Jeremiah Smith is a different kind of cat because he's big, but if you play press on this cat, man, you losing. Like most of the time. I ain't gonna say every time, but
think Terrell Owens.
Yeah, like it's a threat to play man on this kid, man.
Right.
So when you talking about CD Morgan, a kid who has all the skill set, man, he's taller than Jeremiah, about the same weight, maybe about 220. Let's see if he can get in there with some of these corners and man up with Xavier every day and see can he get off press. If he can get off press, look out. If not, they'll probably work him in here and there, get him some game reps and but I don't know how much he'll play if especially red zone, red zone. That's what made Isaiah different. Middle of the field, Isaiah could beat you, but in the red zone, he was a big threat, man. Big threat. So we'll see what happens. I agree with the
I know Mimi asked this, and then we're gonna switch over to the defense. Say, do you think Derek Meadows' KO at Missouri slowed his progress down? I don't think so. It just got his head knocked off, but
I'll say this, I don't know. It just depends on the player.
There you go.
Well, that too.
Yeah. Some players get their hit, Coach Al. Some players get their head knocked off. It motivate them. All right, bet.
Exactly.
Some players get their head knocked off, and they think about it every time they run that route or every time they go. You just think about it. You don't try to think about it. You just remember getting your face smacked. Coach Al.
Errol Little gave Ryan a lot to think about last year.
It'll keep you, Coach Al, from if you got 2 foot arms, it'll make your arms a foot and a half.
They call them alligator arms, don't they? I know about that. Boss, the play.
I know about that. Ezra,
hey man, it made me stop playing football in the 8th grade, man. Never forget it, man.
Stop playing. Shout out to Southern University. That boy Ezra something. That boy like to kill me.
Man.
I still remember that today. Brother.
Yeah.
That boy that's the first man ever hit me. I couldn't even feel my teeth, bro. Like
yeah.
It felt like I had dentures because
people don't know
me. So,
people don't know.
Everybody get you. Like they say, man, you play this game long enough, man, you will get got. Man, I don't care who you are, you will get got.
Yeah, the loudest sound that you can probably hear is a sound inside your helmet when you get hit in your ear hole.
Lord,
you know what I'm talking about? That's a loud sound because
like car wreck,
sometimes you get clocked, man. Think you clock somebody and you the one got clocked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I think a guy like that trying to get off press because it throws the timing of the routes off.
Yeah.
And if he can't have a good get off, several moves, a counter move, based on the leverage, he got to start learning all that. He got to start learning where to put his hands, how to do all that. If a guy's going to press, And maybe he does, because one thing he does have an advantage of is physical strength.
It's a
And
fact.
if a guy want to play you like that, put him in the weight room. Get your little butt off me, man.
We're
Grown
gonna
man.
transition to the defense
Yeah.
real quick. We're gonna say the
Any more
quarterback
questions
and
out
running
there?
back talk for another day.
You got any more questions out there? Be sure.
Say it again.
Any more questions out there? Anybody else? You got any questions?
Yeah, I think I got all of them.
You got them all? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm checking the chat. Yeah.
Let me put this background back up.
Ooh, I see some from fruit salad that's powerful. Ooh.
My fault. Let me go back to
that fruit salad. I love you, but I may have to casually disagree with that.
Talking about this one?
Yes.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah.
I
definitely disagree right now.
I love Lottie. Don't get me wrong. He has that potential. We can agree on that, fruit salad. But at this stage, better.
No, sir.
His body of work wouldn't suggest that, would it?
Body of work wouldn't suggest
not right now.
Not right now. Facts.
Yeah. We didn't put him in the mix like that to be used. His usage rate wasn't as high as Tony, so it's kind of hard to say that. Now, speculative, you could probably say that fruit salad, and that's fair. You're entitled.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, body types are the same. The twitchiness are the same. We saw Lottie be our best receiver last year over the course of the year, but his usage wasn't as high as my man down in Miami. That's on
every time that boy Kadarius Toney get the ball, it's a potential for him to take that thing to the house. Like every single time. That boy, they do a good job of, like Coach Al said, getting him the ball and situational.
Right.
And letting his skill set speak for itself.
That's
Shout out to Travis Panier.
Man. Shout out to Travis Panier, man.
And hey, Coach, that was my biggest beef with our play calls last year. Our stuff was just too vertical. You know what I mean? And a lot of time with air raid schemes now, which obviously we don't run an air raid scheme, but that's how you start to see air raid schemes. We teach quarterbacks to find grass with your read, because that's where we're trying to create space in terms of trying to put a defensive disadvantage. If you got a guy like Lottie, that if he can catch, it's just like the ride out crew. Lane was putting them boys in 5-7 yard routes, and they just catching it on the move. When you got a fast guy running through your back end secondary,
say that again, Coach Al, because that is a very important point. What you just said.
I'm just saying, I play a little secondary, man. I could run.
Listen, what Coach Al is saying. Let me set it up for him. Everybody think Devontae Smith's plays was always downfield. Please say that again, Coach Al, and say where most of his touchdowns came from.
I'm gonna tell you, if you got a guy with wheels, and he's got the ball in the move, I mean, on the move, with a 5 to 7 yard from the line of scrimmage, and he got a chance to get the ball. Like, if you got me on camera, if I'm coming across and the defense is over here,
it's facts,
and the ball's coming from here, I can catch the ball and see everybody. So now I'm on. Now you got to react to me and take the right angle. Football's all about angles anyway.
That's it, man.
If you're taking the wrong, it's touching. With a guy with that kind of speed, that's all I'm saying. We didn't do
Jerry Judy, same way.
We didn't.
They get that boy the ball in the shortest quick game routes ever, and that cat making everybody miss, taking that thing to the house, man. Jalen Waddle.
Wow. Yeah, speed is. Look at what Jameson Williams, J-Mo, how he just kills defense. Look at Jahmyr Gibbs, how his speed just neutralizes angles, man. I'm telling you.
Simple slant, Coach Al.
Really free.
Look, simple slant on J-Mo, corner playing off, simple slant. That boy taking it to the house, man.
Y'all see this.
That's what Sluggos get him, Coach. That's what Sluggos get him, because these corners be trying to jump that slant, man, and we give him that.
Over.
Now there's gonna be an interesting talk right here, because I know defense. A lot of the guys return. I can already see maybe just a couple that I disagree with, but I'm really, really interested in knowing how y'all feel about this right now. With certain guys at certain positions, I'm really high on Luke Metz. I expect Luke Metz to. I don't know if he's gonna shine this year. It could. Hopefully, it is this year. I don't know what anybody's going to do this year, but I did want to know you guys' thoughts on this lineup. Anybody y'all would replace? Anybody y'all will expect? Y'all have high expectations for these guys going into the 2026 season?
For me, I think Caden Jones is going to be in that running for Mike and for that Mike or Steen. I'm not sure which one he played, but I heard in practice he was smacking folks.
Yeah,
Just
Caden.
he had a shoulder injury, and that's what kept him out.
Yeah.
Me personally, bro, I would love to see Landon play on the edge, play on in the bandit role. I think he did well playing inside, right? I would love to see him with his speed and get off, play right there at that bandit, you know what I'm saying, with his hand in the dirt. And I also would love to see Xavier Mincy get in there at free safety a little bit. You know, I think Xavier Mincy's range is just as good as Keon. I think he's a little more physical player. I think Keon may be a little smarter as far as the scheme go. Or either Husky, wherever they want to, wherever they play him. Xavier Mincy, I think that kid like 6'2", 6'3", somewhere along in there.
Yeah, Mincy about 6'3", yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got good hips, good hips,
Right.
So I think Caden Jones is going to be in there running for that linebacker, for that in the middle, Sting or Mike. And I also think Mincy will play a lot between free safety and Husky.
What about you, Coach Al?
I'm to me, Jeremiah Beeman is a guy that I was so hyped to see him last year, man, because he's a big dude, but he's so twitchy on the inside, man. I was looking at him to be our next kind of, Q Williams kind of guy, them dudes, man, because he had that build with that twitch, and he had some dog in him too.
Yeah.
And he went out early last year, so hopefully he can get healthy. But yeah, the linebacker room is going to be interesting. It's not for lack of talent, it's for lack of experience. And you don't get experience unless you play. Now, don't forget about Edmonds, the guy came over, Caleb Woodson, the guy that came over from Virginia Tech. It's going to be hard to keep him off the field early because he got experience. Caden Jones, I think, is a name that a lot of people are overlooking. Coach Shawn is absolutely right. Caden don't care about you.
It's facts.
He's just one of them kind of dudes, man. He like Red. He just don't care. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and the guys that know what I'm saying this in the most, how should I say? I'm giving the guy he's a fool.
A fool, yep. Yeah.
Played a lot. You get in the locker room, man, and people say, man, dude's a fool. He's a fool. That ain't not throwing no shade at him, man.
Right.
Say he don't care about you once you get between the line. And I want a linebacker to think that way.
It's facts.
Okay. But I like QB a lot.
Yeah.
Because his IQ is off the charts.
Yeah.
Sometimes he can get swallowed up because of his size. That's the only thing in the SEC that might hamper him a little bit. He's going to have to be a situational off-ball player, I think, that kind of thing. But what he has set up right here, Zay Mincy. Now, check this out. I'm going to say this to y'all. This is what I have absolutely been watching a ton. And Leslie Frazier, Alcorn guy, by the way.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the Seattle Seahawks defense, Leslie Frazier, he don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit for being, the guy behind the scenes, behind the curtain, like in the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, everybody giving McDonald his props. But Leslie Frazier, you can best believe he was leaning on Leslie Frazier. And that they run a 4-2-5.
Yeah.
And you know what? They got the personnel to run it. And they also got the sub packages to stay in that. Well, that thing can look like any kind of way. And that kid, Umanori,
there you go.
South Carolina, he's the freaking Darth Vader of the whole thing. He's a rookie. You ain't gonna tell me that. But that comes from coaching it up. That's what I'm saying, giving the guys the reps and getting the right personnel packages. So what you look at it on the screen right now is this. That's how Bray Hubbard got so good, because we would disguise what we like to do. When you go to cover 2, it's hard to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Defense, offense can't necessarily know what they looks covered too, but we're gonna roll to a 3-high look, and Bray is just coming down as a daggone rover, a robber, however it wants to be.
Yeah.
And lots of times that I won't get into all that. It's getting too deep. But I like what you got on the screen right there. I like Beeman right there and Terrence Green with a 1-2 punch right there in that rotation to basically just eat up blocks and sustain a high level of play right there and give him a push in the middle. Yanze, if he stays healthy, he's going to be all SEC All-American because I expect him to make another jump.
Yeah, I expect him to at the doggone food this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Another year under his belt, another year to add some more moves to him, more muscle.
Right.
I just expect that one of those type of years, if he doesn't get 10 sacks this year, I feel like it's a disappointment this year because he has the ability to do it. And just maybe find a way to I know Justin Smith, I say Justin Smith, shout out to Justin. But Justin Hill is definitely gonna be out there a lot more. I feel like he's gonna have a lot more reps out there, man. He's gonna cause hell too. So
I'd love to see him be sharp. I know he's a little small for the bandit role, supposedly, but I'd love to see him play a little more bandit and keep him and Yanze on passing downs. Keep him and Yanze out there together.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
It depends, Coach. If they go nickel rabbits or something like that,
right?
Yeah, you could see that. but what I would like to see in the middle is London Simmons and Jeremiah Beeman in the middle running games. Big guys that can move in short distances and pressure the pocket up the middle. Why am I saying that? Because now the quarterback can't step up, and the outside guys can get outside and get the angles on the tackle and give them the whole business. So that's going to create more sack opportunities for edge guys if you're getting pressure up the middle with your guys in the middle being active. And that's what made Seattle defense so special. They can get pressure with 4 guys.
Yeah.
So now they can do whatever they want to in the back end in passing situations. Or if you want to run the ball, hey, they got these interchangeable parts in the back end, these safeties, these 3 guys, that are not free safety, strong safety. They hybrid players. That's what you're really starting to see now.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch some really good defensive football, know what a 4-2-5 look like, go to that.
I agree 1,000%. What made that is so important what he's telling y'all, because that was our weakness when we would play these teams that could potentially spread us out and put us in pass sets. Supposedly, we suffered, man. We couldn't get no pressure on the quarterback, and people like Bray got caught, trying to cover one-on-one, and it didn't work out well. Even you see what happens when Womack was sort of, in over his skis. He kept going from man to back to zone. He was just trying to try something against Indiana. And every time Dijon and Xavier would get caught playing man straight up, man, they was getting roasted like chickens, So it's so important that you do have those pass rushes, man, that can create some pass rush to not leave your defense out there dangling. If you have those pass rushes, like Coach Al said, it allows you to be so multiple on the back end. Right. It allows you to do some different things with some different people. And we have the personnel, man. What Xavier is good at, Bray might not be good at. Keon may not be good. We have some interchangeable guys. Yeah. We can get out there, man. It's just a question of, do you have some people that can consist? I want you to think about this. At one point last year, toward the end of the season, Yanze had 7 or 8 sacks at that point. I think he ended with what, 9, 10, somewhere along double digit. You had Miami with 2 people with over 20 sacks, man, together. Like, really think about that. When you got some people that can put some pressure on the defense like that, especially on 3rd and long, man, you can do so much things, in the back end. You can look like Leslie Frazier out there, man. When you have those pass rushes, man, you can mix and match and put the defense at a very, very big disadvantage. So I think that's 100% true what you just said, Coach Al.
You know something, Coach Shawn? You're making a point here. Personnel is everything, because if you look at Miami's 2 edge guys, they wouldn't have the distinction of a wolf and bandit. They were interchangeable.
That just exactly.
You can't. They don't play weak side, strong side. Those guys, they just play you.
They just play
So
you.
now,
Yeah.
and then when they
Yeah.
wanted to run something, they would switch them up to give you a different look.
Right.
It's on a mismatch kind of thing, or just screw with you. Okay,
Yeah, man.
to make you think they're doing something, but they
It's
coming at you.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
And just to point out, I wanted Nick on my Washington Commanders so bad last year, especially with him going in. I wanted Jahad Campbell and I wanted Nick. And it's still sitting right there and it's pissing me off, man. I was just like,
Yeah.
just to see what he was doing with the Seahawks, just I was like, bro.
I
Some
see,
guy.
I see a lot of comments in the chat about Bray. And
hold on, before you go any further, we got somebody that just popped in here. Surprise. I don't know where I'm gonna be able to fit them, but ladies and gentlemen, y'all show your love for our brother and friend, the king of all ranks, James. What's going on, man?
What's up, Coach?
What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's going on?
What's up, Brody? How you doing, bro?
No, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Can we get Coach Jans on that same question? Coach Jans, I'll bring it to you. Me and Coach Al was vibing about the defense. Brinsky had a really good layout out there, man.
I'm gonna put it back up there in a second.
Okay. Coach Al made a hell of a point about what made Seattle so great outside of the personnel is how they use the personnel. And I kind of elaborate on what Coach Al said is we have some mix and match pieces, man. But what I was telling people is just like what Coach Al was saying, if you don't have the pass rushers to help your back end out, people like Bray get exposed, Bray will knock your head off, but I don't want to see Bray out there covering on the hash by himself. I don't want to see that. Mm-hmm. I want him to be protected with some pass rushing and let those guys play to their strengths. What do you think, Jans, about the defense going into this season, about what Brinsky got up there? Now, we all want to see Xavier Mincy play more back there in the secondary. We want to see Caden Jones probably going to play more in the middle linebackers, whether it's the Mike or the Sting. How do you feel about that defense you see and going into the season, how we got exposed with teams like Indiana that kind of put us in some situations where we were kind of behind the 8 ball?
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn because obviously, we got a lot of 4 and 5 star kids. As a matter of fact, I think according to the 247 Sports Evaluation, we have from a talent composite ranking, we still have the second most talented team in the country. But again, this is based off of high school rankings. And like I said, I'm not going to disrespect the high school rankings anymore. I think my perspective has changed a little bit because although I can't, again, it's hard to evaluate talent. But then again, you look at 247 Sports Evaluation, they got freaking, they got top college football stars rated as 2 stars and 3 stars in the transfer portal ranking in the ratings. So it's like it's one of those situations where I think these kids are talented. I think that these kids are talented. I think the question is though is that do these players fit the scheme or can we bring the scheme to fit these players?
Yeah.
And that's one thing when you actually take a look at the press conference with Mike McDonald, he talked about how he had to bring the scheme to the players. He had to make adjustments and he had to do specific things for these players to fit their strengths. One thing that the Seattle Seahawks did over the last 3 years, they built the trenches. They had a deep rotation on the defensive line. It wasn't just Jaron Reed, shout out to him. It wasn't just Leonard Williams. They had other guys in the back that could rotate. And the great thing that they did was that they just stacked the line of scrimmage. They simply just stacked the line of scrimmage. These linebackers were extremely aggressive, but look, these guys, these offensive linemen for the Patriots, they're not getting to the second level. For the most part, these defensive linemen, they're causing a lot of disruption. They're not gap shooting. They're not gap shooting or anything like that. They're just being disruptive. They're just being disruptive, controlling the B gap, and then allow these linebackers to flow. And it's like you see how wide open these gaps are in order for these linebackers to shoot and make plays. In order for you to allow your linebackers and your coverage to be successful or be as aggressive as possible. And you're right, it starts with the defensive line. But the Seahawks don't have superstars. They don't have like a Myles Garrett, or they didn't have anything like that. Indiana was the same exact thing. You know how Indiana was so good. You know how Aiden Fisher and a lot of those guys were able to be successful with their coverage is because they're D line, and it starts with the fact that they can simply stack the line of scrimmage. When you have guys that can, that can one gap, that can 2 gap, half gap, doesn't matter what sort of situation on the line of scrimmage. When you have guys that can control it, you dictate what you. Now all of a sudden you dictate the game. You take a specific element away, and now all of a sudden you can start doing a lot with your coverage. You can start bringing the linebackers down, and perfect example, you can have a linebacker down and bring the safety to play as a robber. You can play a lot more match coverage. You can start to trickle in a lot of different effects, right? So it's the one thing that I think Bama has had, that they haven't had in a while was big time run defenders. When it comes to our run stopping win rate, even though that it has improved from the last two, really you can make an argument the last 3 years. We used to have guys that had like elite, run defense ratings of like 18, 19, almost 20%, which is elite territory. Now, when you take a look at our top guys, which was London Simmons, it was like he had a run stop win rate of 11%, which is it's okay. It's not the greatest in the world, but you want that to be higher. So I feel like that is so. Honestly, again, in order for this pass rush to get to where it needs to get to, we need to start doing that by dictating the line of scrimmage and honestly controlling the line of scrimmage by stopping the run. You prioritize it by stopping the run. You prioritize by stopping the run. Now all of a sudden you start to add a lot more things, and you start to kind of make an offense one dimensional. Now all of a sudden you can start dictating a game.
Yeah. You know something, Chance? I like where you're going with that. One thing, if we survey the roster, and right there we see that. Go back to that picture there, T-shirt.
My fault.
Yeah, right there. No worries. When you see DT and NT,
yeah,
look at the personnel we got now, and look at the average height of the personnel we got now versus the average height of the personnel we had last year. Okay, what am I saying? When you got bigger frame guys, you look at what Seattle had, bigger frame guys. So what happens is this: when you press in the pocket and you coming in and you're doing this, the passing lanes get changed. The guy can't step up and do that. So what happens is that he got to stay back there at 7 yards. So now that's giving more space for the edge guys to operate. They controlling the pocket by pressuring the pocket. And so I think we've gotten longer inside. Now the key is can our coach teach those guys to play with the right leverage because they are taller? If they can do that, then you're going to see a little bit different defense. And we're playing chess with our personnel versus everybody thinking we're playing checkers. And it's been a very subtle move. But every dude they brought in this year is long on the defensive line. I mean, love TK. He's my frat brother. He's going to be a pro, but he's a short, stocky guy. Okay. Yeah. But everybody on that defensive line now is in excess interior of 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". It's a different personnel. It's a different body type. It's very subtle, but it's very important.
I know one thing before we, because I know, man, this is going to be a whole long discussion throughout the summer. So everybody going to have their opinion. Who needs to be here? Who's going to be here? Still got to worry about who's going to be healthy throughout spring and summer and all that, and make it through fall and then making it to week 1. But of course, everybody, I said another conversation that we was going to have. See, good old, I asked Coach Shawn and Coach Adam, both of them gave me different answers for this one. Is do we want to do quarterbacks or we doing coaches? But I guess we'll do the quarterbacks, and we'll say the coaches for later on down the line or not. But you guys, for the SEC quarterback rankings, like who's leading the pack this year? Who you guys see? Who is your 1, 2, and 3 so far coming back next year? This is early rankings, everybody, so everybody else can participate in the comment session.
Yeah. Tamlins is my guy. Period. It ain't even close. And then a lot of people going to say Lenora Sellers at South Carolina. I ain't sold.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm about to say no.
Okay, yeah, so I just had to throw it out there that I'm not going to say him. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Stockton over Georgia and the kid down at LSU.
And I want to say this before Coach Shawn go. From what I know, Linda, hopefully he's doing great, man. I know he got into a car accident earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, definitely praying for him, man. Get better, man, because we definitely need you, and you got a long future ahead of you, brother. So definitely glad you are all right. And of course, it was an unfortunate event, but stuff like that happened. But I'm glad that you're okay. But Coach Shawn, what is
For
yours?
me, I rated them 1 through 16, but I'll give you my top 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm a have to write it down too.
It's all
But
good.
go ahead.
I got, and I'm more of a, I'm with Coach Al, man. You could put any of these 4 guys in any order you want and justify putting them in this 4. I got Gunnar Stockton at 1 only because, I'm just a Ric Flair. To beat a man, you got to beat the man type thing. Talent wise, we know Trinidad is probably superior, but I like how they use Gunnar at Georgia. They don't ask him to do too much outside the realm of what he can do. Georgia is just a team that clearly knows their identity and not gonna change for nobody. And I like that. That prays well for your quarterback going into the next season. I think he'll be better this season. They won the SEC last year. I got Gunnar Stockton. I got Arch Manning next. How can you fail with Cam Coleman, Hollywood Smothers, Raleigh Brown, plus everybody you had on the roster last year, Ryan Wingo, etc. He played well toward the end of the season. He's set up to be hella successful this year. Let's see what happens. Next, I got Trinidad Chambliss. That kid coming back is absolutely huge for Ole Miss. The SEC better watch out, brother.
Yep.
Because that kid is different. Throwing, passing, Patrick Mahomes' ass going one way, flipping back the other. That is, look out. And 4, I got John Mateer, Heisman hopeful coming into last year. Had some injuries, didn't play really well. Running game didn't help him very well at Oklahoma. Got 3 freshmen on their offensive linemen who all grew up, who are all back there that will be better this year. Second year with Ben Arbuckle. Health is a big thing. For me, those 4 kids, you can make cases for all of them,
Yep, I like that.
So you got Gunnar. So you got Gunnar, Arch, Trinidad, and then you got
John Mateer.
Yeah.
You see, I'm putting Sam Levitt in that mix, man, with Lane, because he's so athletic, man. He just didn't get a lot of love. He's at Arizona State last year, so you didn't see him a lot, man. But with him and Lane, you look at what he did with Trinidad in 1 year. Okay,
dangerous.
So you really, I'm talking with Coach Shawn, man. Most of those guys, not much separating them.
Not much facts. Yeah,
not much separating them, man. I mean, Trinidad got that it out of all of them, man. Arch showed some flashes of that last year. Okay, Arch be a big guy. He's sneaky fast, man.
Yes, he is.
He's a big dude to be able to run like that. So, he kind of flew under my radar a little bit, Coach Shawn.
He did. Yeah,
he did, man. Because Trinidad just impressed me, man, with how he just took over.
Yeah,
and he showed no fear.
Yeah, and he took over the 3rd game, Coach Al. So he been playing the whole season.
I never saw the guy look flustered or like he was frustrated. He was just unflappable, man. He just, to me, I think that shows the team leadership when you just don't get shook. I like Stockton too. I just think Stockton is workmanlike. But Trinidad has, I don't know. I think he can play the pro game, man.
Yeah, with the way the pro game going. Yeah,
I think he can play the pro game.
I think he just came back to build up his stock more this year. But it's still. I don't even know if that. I'm just assuming that he's gonna be back next year with everything up in the air. But we'll see how that stuff go.
Yeah.
But Jance, since Coach Shawn, Coach Al, who would be your 4th?
Well,
since he named 4.
Well, I'm gonna put Arch in there. I'm not gonna put Mateer up there with those guys, but I'm putting Levitt. Believe it or not, because I said Mateer, mechanics wise, his mechanics are suspect to me a little bit.
Yeah,
he's more of a developed runner than he is a polished passer.
Yeah,
he's a playmaker from the quarterback position, but the guy's playing the ball that can make. I like Mateer. He's a great athlete, but I'm putting Levitt in there, and Arch, and Stockton, and Trinidad.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, who you got, my brother?
Well, yeah, I got it. Well, Trinidad as my number one quarterback. Him coming back was absolutely huge.
Crazy.
It's also again another loss for the NCAA. They could just continue to lose. So it is what it is on that aspect. But no, he's my number one quarterback. I mean, again, you're talking about a playmaker, a decisive. Again, I don't know what he's going to be for the draft. I don't know what round he would have been if he would have came out of this draft. But in terms of what he is in college, he is an absolute playmaker. He's going to do a lot of great things for that program. I expected that offense continues to be explosive. They got an absolute haul out of the transfer portal. Yes, we heard the stories in terms of what they did to get certain players, but whatever it is, what it is, the NCAA ain't gonna do anything about it. So keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, I would say that he's my number one quarterback. I'm gonna put Gunnar Stockton's my number two quarterback, and listen, he does everything the right way. He plays within structure. He has a little bit of mobility, but the common trend you're gonna see in college football over the last 2 to 3, well, really over the last 2 to 3 years, is just veteranship is gonna win you football games. It just is.
Yeah.
Veteranship can get you to the big dance. I mean, Carson Beck went to a national championship. The fact that offensive line remains intact, remains strong. They got some really good talent that's waiting in the woodwork. We all know how that defense is going to be. And so Gunnar Stockton, again, is he going to put up the greatest stats? No, he's probably going to put up some gaudy statistics. But overall wise, he's going to get the job done. And so I got that as my number two. And then number three, I'm going to put Sam Lovett. I think Sam Lovett, from a talent standpoint, I think he's the most talented quarterback probably in the country. And I would even say over Arch. To me, love it.
Look, Jans, let me interrupt you for 4 seconds. I didn't put him in here because, one, I just hadn't seen him do it in the SEC, and his health. I didn't know if he was going to be healthy or not, because I know he had a little injury. I didn't know. I just hadn't know. But like you said on paper, you and Al said, y'all are 100% right. Yeah,
he's a tough SOB, I tell you that.
Yes, sir.
He is tough. That offensive line at Arizona State was terrible. That he was one receiver relying because nobody else can get help in Jordan Tyson. But no, I'm just putting Levin in here just because, to me, in terms of mobility, he's probably he's one of the most mobile quarterbacks. I'm not gonna say he is the most mobile, because I think that title goes to Sellers. But if we're just talking about pure mobility in terms of guys that's probably one of the best. And I'll say this: I think he's the best off-platform thrower in college football. Statistically, he actually is. But in terms of making the off-platform throws, and when he's in phase and he can play within structure, and again, he's a full read quarterback. He's not a half read guy. He can actually go through full progressions.
Yeah.
He's a guy that calls out his protections. He makes the checks. He's a very, very intelligent quarterback. It's just that the way that he plays, it just seems like it's Johnny Manziel football. But again, he comes from that Kenny Dillingham pro style offense sort of scheme. So again, I think that for him to go to an offense that's more quarterback friendly is gonna tailor things down a little bit for him to make it a lot easier. I think this is going to be at home for him. And again, his talent level, to me, I think is even exceeding Jackson Dart, because Jackson Dart never had his mobility. Now, the size is a concern, yes, because he's like, maybe from what I've heard, he's like 190. He may not even be 200 pounds. He's a smaller quarterback than what people offer him, but his arm is like his arm is off the charts. His mobility, the fact that he's going to be playing within the Kiffin offense, they pretty much revamped that entire offense tailor-made for him. So I think that I'm going to put him in my top 5. Number 4, and this is where things do get tricky. I'll say Arch. I'll just put Arch in there. I like the way Arch kind of closed off the season. He showed some improvement. He's got Cam Coleman now. He's got Ryan Wingo. Raleek Brown. He's got Smoothers. Trevor, like a lot of his
every level.
Like he should be the best quarterback in college football. I mean, that's a very talented receiving core that they got. Very, very talented offense. If he can't get the thing done with this offense, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Arch. But yeah, I'm gonna put Arch in there. And then the 5th quarterback, I want to say I can't put Sellers. I can't do it. I can't put Sellers at 5.
I got him at 6 behind Marcel Reed.
Marcel Reed, yeah, I forgot
Reed.
about Marcel Reed. Yeah, I put Marcel Reed in the top 5. I forgot about Marcel Reed. I'll put him in there.
And don't forget, Jeff Levy got a kid over there at Mississippi State. Okay.
I got him up here. That's that would be Kamaris Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Kamario Taylor. Yeah,
that
I got him
at flat out play football.
Yeah, man.
And
I got him
he's
ranked
a
too.
perfect fit for Levy's offense.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Levy, to me, is an up and comer, man. Because if you can do it at Mississippi State and do what Lane did at Ole Miss, I think you got to know what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they missed. They missed him in OU that 1 year that he wasn't there, so he was a big part of that. But I'll just say mine or whatnot because I got to get you guys' whole list so I can make it and just post it because I know we ain't gonna be able to just go down the list because I really want to show everybody. But of course, my number one. You know what? Coach Shawn said something like, "You want to be the man, you got to beat the man." And I ain't gonna lie, man. I became an even bigger fan that night when Trinidad beat Georgia because I was happy that even though we lost, I was like, okay, they ain't about to go on to the national championship and then win another, and they would have hung that one over our heads. I promise.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was kind of happy about that. So I got Trinidad at 1.
Yeah.
There's no way I cannot. I believe this man. I think with everything that he went through last year, I don't think nothing's going to phase him this year. With Arch, I think Arch is in prime position to win the national championship with all the guys that he had. Just depending on the offensive side. Defensive side, he has the guys. I thought Anthony Hill was coming back, but he's in the draft this year. Got Kobe Black at cornerback. I think Malik Muhammad is back. I think. I'm not sure. They return a lot of their guys and whatnot. Then you have at their defensive coordinator, I forgot his name, just that goddamn quick. They defensive coordinator. Huh?
It's gonna be Will Muschamp now.
Yeah, Will Muschamp. That's what I'm talking about. Will Muschamp is a big, amazing hire by them, a home run hire. That's how I feel good about that one. So, but got him. I'm not really high on Sam Levitt, man. It just never was. So there's no way I'm going to put him up there for mine right now. He's just going to have to show me. And that's I know how some people feel about him. I just not that high on him. But he should succeed in a Lane's offense. That's one thing I will give him. He should succeed, especially with Eugene Wilson being over there, coming from Florida. I can't wait to see how he plays out there. But who else is? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I put Gunnar Stockton up there too because Gunnar is going to be another year in Kirby's system, and it's just it's just plug and play for those guys over there, man. Whoever just go over there, just don't turn over the ball. He's going to be more comfortable. He knows he's the starter. So, yeah, Gunnar Stockton being at 3 and at 4. Who's going to be at 4 right now? I put
you got Mateer. You got Mateer.
That's why I was just about to go Mateer because
Sellers.
No, I'm not going with Sellers at all. I'm not going with Sellers. I just don't see it. I didn't see it when they was trying to hype it up last year. I didn't know why they even had him in the top 5 of the NFL draft, like mocks throughout the whole year. I'm like, what are y'all seeing?
Josh Allen.
I just didn't know what folks were seeing. To be honest,
I was on the Sellers train last year, man. He just didn't show me nothing.
I don't know what am I seeing to you just want to put a guy out there like okay, his measurables, but what does the tape say? Like, what do you see on the field? Like, what I'm seeing on the field, I would not draft this guy.
Yeah,
certain a lot of times I feel like the NFL guys, and it's gonna be a question that I ask y'all guys to end the question. It's gonna be for y'all individual team. The thing that I have a problem with the NFL in a lot of ways, a lot of these guys be trying to outsmart themselves. Some of this stuff is just not hard. you can look at this guy and just be like, okay, this guy is just not ready right now. And one of those picks that I was just like, was like Anthony Richardson when he went to the Colts. He was just it was like they were trying to force him to get something. Okay, if you drafted him right there, do not play him immediately. And the one thing that they did, they started him immediately. And I felt like that was stunning his growth. He could have been some. I ain't saying it's too late, but I felt like they stunning his growth because you're trying to just, I can probably make something out of him, even though he wasn't doing this at Florida or whatnot. I'm like, if he wasn't doing it at Florida, what you expecting him to do in the NFL? You got to give him time to develop and actually learn. So that's my NFL game.
Sam Darnold with the Jets, Trey Lance. The list goes on. One thing we will say this about NFL coaches: they are supremely confident in their abilities to get the most out of players. More so than I know some. Personally, coach with some. Okay? They don't lack for confidence. They can get blood out of a turnip. Okay? They can make lemonade out of lemons.
Okay? And before
that's not a knock on them. That's not a knock on them. That's just who they are.
Yeah.
I give you the confidence, but you still got to be smart too. You just can't just be like, I'm just confident I can just
Dylan Gabriel
put
said that went, did you?
in part of my language, everybody, for the kids that's watching, I can't just put sprinkles on shit and then expect I can not be shit. Like, no matter what, I don't care how confident you are. Like, I can make the hell out of this.
Shit.
Make the hell out of this pie, unless you seen the help. Unless you seen the help when that lady made that pie and she made it taste that good. If you can make a pie taste that good, you are scary. She the only one I believe that can turn something into that. That's the most scariest thing. We talking about the wrong thing when it comes to this movie. But I'm gonna ask this question to y'all, man. I know everybody got their team. I think Coach Shawn's team is the Falcons. Coach Shawn the Steelers.
No.
I'm the Steelers.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Here we go.
The Steelers, my fault. My fault.
Guys on this side of the screen.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
These guys on this side of the screen right here.
So that makes it better. So that means y'all have 2 picks over there. Matter of fact, I even asked Jans 2 picks and myself 2 picks. Since y'all have both of y'all up here. What are the 2 picks in this draft that you guys want on your team the most? I know me and Jans already got our quarterback. I don't know who's gonna be y'all quarterback outside of the quarterback position, but who y'all guys want at any position on the field besides that position that's coming out in the draft?
Besides QB?
Besides QB.
All right, so no Tyson.
I know who I want, Coach Shawn. I know who I want already.
If it's besides QB, man, I'm an offensive dude. I know the Steelers go defense 90% of the time. Yep. But for me, man.
Hold on, before you take off, shout out to Jay, Xavier Griffin's mom. Showing love as always. Appreciate you always, man. And we hearing you, boy.
Mama
Been
Jay.
In that weight room. In that weight room.
Put them pounds on. Yeah.
Hey, man.
And I'd like to say for the record, Mama J, that we said that everybody on this whole panel said when he get to Bama, especially get there early, they gonna work him in that break room, bro. They gonna add him. They gonna add them LBs to him, pounds.
That's right.
Watch. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. So definitely shout out to y'all, man. Definitely need to get you back up here.
In fact, you won't even know your son, Jay. He gonna come back home. All his friends gonna, man, what they doing? It's gonna happen.
Nick done got that kid, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Can't wait till they take them official pictures and see the transformation.
That's why they call it Sweet Home Alabama, Jay.
That's it.
They both from Bama, man. They know what time.
I know that. Yeah, they know. Yeah.
But what you guys which one you said
Jeremiah Love is my dude, man.
Who you said Jeremiah Love?
Yeah, man. I love that kid.
For me, since you took Love, if you've taken a person,
I'll let both of y'all get 2 picks. That's a good pick. too.
I love him.
I don't think y'all gonna jump that high for one, but that would be
I love him.
awesome.
For me, man, obviously without quarterback, give me another receiver. I'm not sold on the little short receiver we got. He always, he did well. I forgot his name, the little short guy. Calvin Austin, man.
Yeah.
We need somebody outside of DK that can take the pressure off that cat. We need another receiver. To me, you can't go wrong with taking offensive lineman in the NFL, good offensive lineman. Because to me, our offense has been the problem for the last couple of years. Defense play well.
We got to get around OC. It's the OC
yeah,
problem.
Is that guy still there? Oh, he's gone, right? Arthur's gone, right?
Yeah, Arthur's gone because we got a new coach.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, McCarthy.
So
we gonna see, man. I think the defense is gonna be well. We got some young pieces. We got some pieces that's long in the tooth. Defense play hard every game, man. We got to get the inconsistencies of the offense going up and down, up and down. Good game, bad game, bad game, good game. So we got to get, to me, more weapons. We just don't have enough weapons on our offensive side of football, man. And can't run the football consistently. We got to get back to pounding the rock in that division, man. In that division, you got to score some points with the Bengals. They gonna get healthy. The Ravens are still gonna be the Ravens with that monster tailback over there. We got to be better on offense, man, to complement our defense.
Yeah,
James, I know this.
As much as I hate to say this, Coach Shawn, is that we in for some tough days, man.
I think so too, man. That QB spot, man.
Yeah, we missed on that, man. When we didn't get the right draft pick. When Kenny Pickens started going down, we just kept missing.
Start going downhill, bro.
And then they went in and got Aaron Rodgers. He had more fun last year than he's had in the last 3 or 4 years in the league. You can just see his whole body language different. The problem with Arthur Smith, man, he was over here in Atlanta, and he didn't have Derrick Henry here in Atlanta, and that's how he got his claim to fame to be an OC, because he had Derrick Henry up there at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. And he parlayed that into a head coaching job, and we saw what he did. Zero creativity.
None. Yeah, that dude was, man, he was.
No. I mean, I like Roman Wilson as a receiver, I think, but he's not a true number 2 guy.
Facts.
So I'm with you. They got some work to do right there. I'm looking at the depth chart right now. I really hope Aaron Rodgers comes back
with for this year. Yeah.
With Mike McCarthy, and truth be told, man, if I can get a quarterback, somebody that could play in the back end of the first round or the second end of the early part of the second round, I'm taking him and let him sit behind Aaron Rodgers. And I'll trade up and get. There's a lot of good receivers coming out this year. It's a good deep crop. I would go and draft me a receiver. That's what I would do. My first 2 picks.
Gents, man, I know this is about to be interesting for you, man. I just can't wait to hear what you got to say, man. What's your 2 that you want the most from your Buffalo Bills?
Oh man, I want. So for me, I want defense. I'm doing the opposite of what y'all want. I want defense. We need defense. I'm loading up the truck, and so for me personally, I think we're gonna prioritize trying to get an edge in free agency. So I'm gonna go with the one tech. I'm gonna go with Lee Hunter. I want Lee Hunter to play at that nose. Now he's not gonna start, but what Lee Hunter is gonna do is that for the most part we're gonna be running different sub packages. Because we're not, even though we switched the scheme, we're running a 3-4 now. They're running everything. They're running 3-4. They're running peso. They're running 4-2. They're running 4-2-5. They're running 4-3 under and over. So we're running everything. And most importantly, you get to kick out Deion Walker, who's 340 pounds. You can move him out to 5. To 5. You can move him out to 4 5. So I want Lee Hunter to play because we gotta get disruptive. I want to build this thing like the Seahawks. I'm not trying to be cutesy and dancy. No, we scored 30 points a game, and you got Bills fans wanting I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on a mini rant. We got Bills fans over here wanting to try to get receiver and be cutesy. And I don't want that. We averaged 30 points a game. We scored 30 points against the Denver Broncos, and we got Bills fans saying, well, Josh needs a number 1. Well, how does he need a number 1? Maybe if your quarterback doesn't turn over the football 5 times, we would have won that football game. We'd be marching our way to the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. We need a defense. We complain about defense giving up 33 points a game. What's the one constant? Your defensive line hasn't produced a sack in the playoffs since 2018.
Wow.
We gotta get some pressure. So for me, I'm taking the nose tackle from Texas Tech that's reliable. That's not just a Vince Wilfork. You're talking about somebody that can be disruptive, that can two gap if asked to be needed, but also can penetrate the gap and be disruptive. So I'm taking him at round 1, and then in my second round, and then the next pick I'll probably take is probably going to be Mason R. Thomas from Oklahoma. That'll probably be my next pick because we do need an edge. I don't know if they're going to take it in free agency because again, Bills fans want receiver. Trade for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, let's trade 5 picks and ruin our entire team that way. But I don't know if they're going to address edge. If they do address edge in free agency, I want a kid that I'm going to get him in day 3. I think he's going to be available on day 3, but his name is Cole Wisniewski, and he's also he's a safety from Texas Tech. I'm in love with this kid. Pause. I really really like this kid a lot. Pretty much can do everything. Can play in the slot. You can rotate him to the single high. He was arguably, besides Jacob Rodriguez, he was their best run defender. Phenomenal. Like he can match. He can match. He can play in the intermediate. Can play in the robber role. Phenomenal run defender. But has range for days, and he can play in man. And he's 6'3", 215 pounds. So that's another player I would love to have.
So where do you play Ed Oliver?
Ed Oliver is going to be the 4-eye. Or he's going to be, or we can move him back inside the 3 once we go to our regular nickel package.
Okay, so if you're in a 3-down look, he's not on the field. What you telling me?
He could be.
Because I mean, he's not a 5. He's definitely not a 0. He's a 3 technique all day.
3 tech.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I like his activity. He's an active player.
Yeah.
For currently, right now, they have us. My fault.
No, go ahead, Randy.
No, I was about to say currently. I don't know if it's showing on. Oh, is it? Okay, it is showing. Yeah, y'all got CJ Allen. They projecting y'all on CBS Sports getting CJ Allen at linebacker.
One quarterback in the first round. Avian Terrell still was taking Avian
defense. That gum defense, man. That gum defense, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's what they saying. Yep. How did I miss that? I don't know how I missed that.
It would just never stop, man. It would never stop.
Man. I don't get that.
Man.
That's why I'm
so you basically saying first round. That's where y'all need to go. First round.
No.
I'm saying first round offense. My fault. I ain't finished that state.
I mean, like I said, it's a stretch because you know how we are with defensive players, bro.
Caden Proctor, interior offensive lineman, bumping him inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he gonna play guard?
IOL is interior offensive lineman.
That's what they have on here. Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I felt like we should.
I don't see KP outside. I don't see KP outside because that's what happened to Neil when he went up. He was just too big. Evan was he couldn't handle the speed. They tried to move him over the right tackle. He couldn't handle the speed.
Yeah.
And he broke his foot.
I know for me, man, with my Commanders, I know on that list they had it's the same. Well, we had like 4 different. Oh, damn. It knocked Jans out, but if he come back up, I'll bring him up. But I know for us, it just kept giving us the same 4 guys. You got there you go, right there. They kept giving us the same 4 guys. Bailey, they giving us Bailey, Downs, Sonny Styles. But the one guy that I just keep screaming for, clearly we need to go on defense. And I just seen that they put Carnell Tate up there. I don't want nobody on offense. I feel like we can go get offense. We can go get experienced offensive guys in free agency, especially with Tyreek Hill being released today and Jaden Daniels coming back. Please go get Tyreek Hill.
Bro, if you get Caleb Downs, y'all winning, bro.
Yeah, but
he can play any scheme, bro. Any scheme. You know?
We'll see if Wade fall. That's why I said if Ruben Bain goes somewhere else, I would not mind if Caleb Downs come to us. I'm buying a jersey. Ruben Bain come to us. I'm buying a jersey.
Hey, let me tell Jans this, Jans. This was I thought about you on Super Bowl. There's no way that the Bills wouldn't have made a way better showing than that, right? If the Bills had played the Seattle Seahawks, I don't know who would have won. Maybe Seattle still would have won. Who knows? But I think they would have put out a way with the quarterback they have. No disrespect to Drake May and all them, but they were clearly overmatched, bro. Like the defensive scheme and the things they were doing from down to down, man, it was a masterpiece, right? I think the Bills should have been in that. I hate to say they should have been in there. I'm only trying to disrespect the Patriots, but I think I would have rather seen the Bills versus Seahawks. The Bills, Seahawks, and the Rams to me were the three best teams in the NFL.
We would have made that. We would have made that game better, Coach Shawn. We still would have got our ass kicked though. We still would have got our ass kicked. We don't got no. We don't. It's the trenches. We got a great offensive line. But when you have a terrible defensive line that can't stop the run, and then the Seahawks, the one thing that they can stack. We struggled we struggled against the Jaguars in that game and pretty much put Josh Allen on an island because we couldn't run. They just stacked the line. We couldn't do anything. They were just controlling the gaps. It was just nothing we couldn't run the football. That would have been a disaster. And then we have no receivers that can separate. And you're going against that secondary with shout out to Josh Joe, by the way, man. Huge turnaround story. Coached by
what you say.
You know,
how do you feel about them firing McVay and bringing in the guy from LSU? How do you feel about that?
They fired McVay?
Not bringing in, but promoting him.
McDermott. Fired McDermott.
McDermott.
McDermott. I'm sorry. I get them two mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Brady. No, it was time. They had to do that. It can't be 9 or 10 plus years without getting into the game. Even though last game it was not McDermott's fault. If anything, I'm putting that game more on Josh Allen. You can't have 5 turnovers. You cannot have 5 turnovers.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Jay.
Facts.
Yep. Got to take care of the rock. That's quarterback's number one priority is take care of the football.
Yep, and he tried to do too much. James Cook fumbling the football, knowing that your defense, knowing that your defense was the weak link. And I mean, our defense was the reason why we even got back in the game in the first place. But no, you got to do it. You had to make some change. I have major gripes with that defense when the way that they play because it's scheme specific. It's a scheme specific defense. They don't go out and attack. I mean, they penetrate. Our D line is more about penetration, but it's so heavily reliant on scheme specific players, and a lot of the players that you get, they don't fit. They don't fit exactly what McDermott does, and so when those players goes down, you're screwed.
Yeah, I will say this, and Jeremy saying how I feel too. They should have fired the GM. I really don't like y'all owner how he just
threw Keon Coleman on the bus.
Oh my God, I absolutely hated that, man.
And that's the reason why they kept him. Because if they would have fired Brandon Beane, then Terry Pagula would have brought this organization to the ground because he stinks as an owner. He stinks.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm so grateful that Dan Snyder is not our owner anymore. Just felt like we just been on the up and up because it just. As long as I've been alive, I never seen my team good, to be honest. So,
bro, I'll tell you this about the Commanders. 2 things. One, I wish they had went with the Red Wolves name. The Commanders just sound crazy to me.
Don't get me started.
The Commanders, they just sound crazy.
I just like to say Washington for the most part.
Right. And 2, I've been out there, man, Landover. They have got to get y'all another stadium, bro.
Oh, it's in development. No, it's already set in stone. 2030.
That more remind me of Legion Field, bro. I promise you it do.
Oh,
bro.
Oh wow!
I swear, dude, man. You go up.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Really,
it's tough, man. It's tough.
When I seen that approval and they said it'd be ready in 2030, I said, "Thank God, bro. It's been time."
I gotta say one thing. Well, 2 things tonight. One thing I gotta give Lynn a big shout out.
Shout out to Lynn.
Shout out to Lynn.
Yeah, man. They did that thing in Daytona, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I'm so proud of what Lynn's put together down there, man. That's called vision. And so lots of time he's in the chat. He's probably not in there tonight, but he's been sharing some things with us, and everything. But it's just phenomenal to watch what he was able to do and paint the picture with Dale Earnhardt's grandson. Got the black Chevy in there. They made a tremendous showing in the ARCA. It was the 200 race on Saturday at noon, the Menards 200 General Tire Series down in Daytona. Great strategy in the race. I mean, they laid back, and during the race, and then try to make a run to it. That's great strategy. But the car ran great all day. We're talking NASCAR here. Nobody knows what we're talking about. So
yeah, man,
that was just huge.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I wanted to kind of bring up, there's been a lot of discussion about scheduling and everything with Ohio State, Alabama series, and Notre Dame people chiming in and talking about Bama they scared to play Ohio. To me, Notre Dame just need to shut up.
Okay, man.
Because go join a conference, because the system that we're in right now favors conference alignment. With these automatic bids. If it wasn't set up, it was the best 12 teams you'd be in, hands down. JMU is not, Tulane. No, they couldn't beat you. But if you look at next year, what Miami has schedule-wise, they're already in the playoffs. I mean, they played 5 of the worst teams in the ACC on their schedule. They do play Notre Dame, okay, but they don't play SMU. They don't play. I forget who else out there in the ACC. They don't play. I forget who it is. I don't think they play Vatech. I don't think so. But they got a weak schedule too. So, I mean, the system is set up where now we playing 9 teams in the SEC. We got a tough schedule, man, just by playing SEC games alone, man. So, just thought I dropped it in there. I know it's a whole different subject matter, but it came up in some of my.
But that's a good one, Coach. Let me say this too,
please.
Ohio State, man, of course they want to play Bama, because when you look at the totality of their schedule, the 2 best teams you played last year beat you, right? You can throw Texas in there. If Ohio State had beat Texas, they would have still let Ohio State in the playoffs. Look at their record. If they had lost to Texas by the same little small mark, Ohio State would have made it, because they don't play nobody else, man. Texas, unfortunately, is in this conference. And you could talk about the bowl games at the end of the season. They beat us. Half the SEC teams are opting out to go to the NFL draft. All of these different things. But here's the thing. Of course, Notre Dame is going to say that, because they know that the smart Notre Dame fans, they know it's tougher to play in this conference than playing what they see every week. So all the teams who play weak schedules, as I won't say weak, but weaker than what we see week to week, they're going to call us scared and play this game. Right the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course they're going to say that. But at the end of the day, these guys on this playoff committee or whatever have proved they don't care about how tough your schedule is.
Nope.
They're not rewarding you. They're rewarding you for your record.
That's right.
Right? So why we go play Ohio State that benefits them, whether they win or lose?
That's right.
And don't benefit us, something they can hold over our head all the time.
That's right.
So no, I think you should go out with this 9 SEC game schedule, play the most mundane, weakest schedule you can find, so we can join Miami, join Ohio State, join Notre Dame. Because
in the playoffs. In the playoffs.
Right. Because don't forget, guys, don't forget this key point. You had 3 Big Ten teams, all with buys. 3 Big Ten teams. Oregon had a bye. Indiana had a bye. Didn't Ohio State. Did they have a bye? Ohio State.
No, for they lost to Indiana.
That's right. They lost. Well, they had to play Indiana.
But they still had a bye.
No,
they still had a bye.
They had a bye. They had a bye. Yep,
they had a bye.
So think about that, guys. That wasn't by chance. You keep them up there because you know they're not going to lose to.
Wow, they lost their conference and they still got a bye.
You're not going to lose to Rutgers, UCLA, Purdue, Penn State, Wisconsin, Illinois, who was a decent team, Washington, Ohio, Grambling. Come on, man. Come on. Like, let's be honest. You knew these teams were all set up for success, right? You got Oregon with a bye, Ohio State with a bye. So if they play each other, it'll be in the second round. All while the SEC teams play each other in opening rounds. We play Oklahoma, and Georgia got to play Ole Miss when they finally play. So it's all set up, man. It's all set up. They mad because they want us to play these tough schedules. If you don't think all these years of the SEC winning has created some hidden, not even hidden no more, animosity and some backdoor deals and some backdoor relationships, man, you better wake up. No, let's play the easiest schedule possible and let's go 11-1 and make the playoffs. That's how I feel.
And then we go and play a 9-game SEC schedule.
Yeah, man.
As you say, somebody to go smack the lips off our presidents and commissioner, man.
That's why I said, man, I know it's gonna happen this year, but after this year, man, you need to go ahead. Whatever contract I have, rip that up, man. Because that needs to get rid. You need to get rid of that now. Because clearly you see it's not benefiting you in no type of way. What is the point? And then for these Big Ten schools, I said, okay, I know we need to play better in bowl season. If folks want to go with that, whatever. And you're just saying you beat these teams. I like, man, a lot of these teams be dismantled and everything. If you want to really see if your conference, I understand that the Big Ten won 3 straight national championships. I give them that. Okay, so the hell what? I would give them that. I will give them that. But if you really want to see y'all playoff chances diminish, start playing at least every year 2 or 3 SEC schools. Every season, start playing. Like, look at the teams that you're naming: Maryland, Northwestern, Purdue, Illinois,
Rutgers.
I can go on and on. Nebraska is not even close to what they used to be.
UCLA.
Come on, man. Like, let's be for real. That's like name 5 teams that probably Mississippi State will beat easily
in the regular
season. And they at the bottom tier of the SEC. Now everybody just beating up on each other all year long, and by the time the playoff time comes, these guys go ahead and hitting the transfer portal, or they getting ready for the draft. Start playing them in season. Where where your playoff chances can hurt you. Like, man, they went down to Tennessee. It ain't nowhere in the hell you gonna tell me a lot of these teams go down to Tennessee at night. And I hate Tennessee. Go down to Tennessee at night and just gonna win in that type of atmosphere. Like, come on. If Tennessee had Ohio State schedule, if they really had Ohio State schedule, they'll be in the playoff.
Look, who's your Dave? That's what you Big Ten fans tell yourselves. But the people who really know football, not the fans, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. Keep telling yourself that, right? The real football heads understand it is a difference in playing week to week, in playing Ohio, Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Purdue, and UCLA and Rutgers, as it is playing Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Bama, Ole Miss, and Texas and Oklahoma.
Texas
like
A&M.
Any fool know that.
Don't forget A&M.
A&M, Texas A&M. The bottom line, brother, is they set you guys up. You guys will never lose enough games to drop out of the top 10 with that schedule y'all play. So y'all gonna always hover around 1 through 7, 1 through 9, right? So by the end of the season, we all got 1 or 2 losses to each other. So that keeps y'all up to y'all have done that 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, right? So you can say that all day, brother. Shout out to you. But the people that know this game understand what's going on. This ain't about no bag, man. This is about a collective agreement to set y'all conference up to keep y'all in that top 10 tier. So when the end of the season come, right? Look at your Big Ten championship. Come on, man. Like, come on, guys. Look, your best teams didn't even play each other. Ohio State, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, I know they played each other, but look at Oregon. Look at all these 3 guys. It's like some of y'all teams avoided each other, right? So say what you want, man. But at the end of the day, the SEC need to stay with this 8-game schedule. So therefore, at least one of our teams will come out with a little bit of scathe, not fully scathed, and be healthy by the time they go into this playoff where y'all can't get every first round bye. Like, come on now. Come on.
Hey, sometimes we just got to be real about the situation. Like, come on, man. You know what's up.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, cuz.
I wish I'm trying to find like Oklahoma's schedule for 2026. Just to nail this in the coffin. You talking about there you go right there. I'm about to post it right now.
Look at Miami's schedule
right now. Just to prove a point. Hold on.
Even while you doing that,
shout out to Indiana, man. They had some dogs on that team. They
taking nothing from them.
Dogs on that team.
But if we're being honest, no hate, right? Urban Meyer is, and I'll say this really quickly. Urban Meyer is a championship coach. Say what you want to about his off the field stuff. The man won championships in Big Ten and the SEC. It's not a lot of people that's done that, right? Caleb Downs played at Alabama and he played at Ohio State. You can say what you want about the bowl games by LSU losing with 11 starters out. You know what I'm saying? 5 on one side of the ball. You can say what you want about all these SEC teams losing with half their starters prepping. You know why they prep for the NFL draft? Because watch which conference had the most players drafted again for the 13th straight year. Now, really quickly, if those two people tell you, and Caleb is still on Ohio State roster at the time, I played in the SEC. No disrespect to nobody, but week to week, that conference is much harder. In this conference, you ain't even got to get ready, but like once or twice a year. In that conference, every week you can get beat. He told you. That's no hate. The man was on the damn roster for Ohio State when he said that, right? So you can say what you want, brother. I trust the player who's actually done it, not us fans talking about it. And I'll be quiet.
Bingo. And just to close all this out, man, look at this schedule. When do y'all play Ohio State? And look at all those games. Now tell me those ain't winnable games.
That's horrible. Like, come on, guys.
Let's be for real now. Like, we got to be for real now.
This is Indiana schedule. North Texas, win. Howard Bison, win. Western Kentucky, win. Northwestern, win. Something called Rutgers, win. Something called Nebraska, win. If you come on, family. Come on, dog. What a Georgia, what a Florida, what a Ole Miss, what a Texas A&M's, what a Ohio, what a Texas A&M, Texas and Oklahoma. Where are them at? Where are them at? Stop it.
I don't like to argue hypotheticals. I argue facts, and that's a fact, man. Y'all not playing nobody. And then when you go in there, that's why I say, man, I'm not. One thing, this is why Indiana has expectations on them this year. And they still going to win. Before they play Ohio State, they're going to be undefeated. If they're not undefeated, something's wrong.
Right. That's right.
I think everybody will bet their money on it. And I bet the money line is super low of them being undefeated. Because they're going to have a lot of money out there for that betting line. But I just want to point this out before we close it out, man. It's like, y'all lost a lot of guys. I don't know if any of you, like you just talking about, we just getting these guys out the transfer portal. A lot of those guys that was on Indiana, that won on the national championship, that was on Indiana last year. It ain't like they just got some guys out the transfer portal and they just won automatically this year. Pons is gone. Mendoza's gone. Black is gone. It's so many guys that are gone. And you're going to have to replace those guys with a whole nother quarterback. From TCU, and you expect him to come in there and do the same thing that Mendoza did? God bless you. That's the only thing I'm going to say is God bless you. And you think Ohio State ain't about to be Ohio State coming in that shit with a lot of those guys being young on that defense? Okay.
Yeah.
We going to find out. Oh, I meant to click this. Shout out to Gelato for the $9.99. My brother Gelato. Appreciate you, my brother. Said, not to mention, Coach, the atmosphere is very different than what Indiana would see week in, week out. No lies told. You on mute, Coach Shawn. Finally, we thought we could make it past a live show, and we couldn't do it, man. Almost made it, man. Almost made it.
I'll always trust what Caleb Downs said, a kid who played in both conferences. I always trust what Urban Meyer said, a coach who's coached in both conferences. They told you, if you're talking about week to week, nobody's taking away from Ohio State. Nobody's taking away from Indiana, Oregon, the 3 teams, great teams that could play in any conference. But you're talking about from 1 to 15, 16, how many ever we're comparing, it's not the same playing in those two conferences, and that's the truth. You can tell yourself what you want.
Hey,
Facts
Coach
over
Shawn,
feelings.
you got to say this too. You got to say this. When you can play, and I tell you what, I'm gonna draw a parallel because if you look at the first 5 games with Alabama's schedule this year,
Yeah.
okay, all right, and you look at what Indiana can do with their schedule, what that's gonna do, that's gonna give you a second, third team guys meaningful reps
It's facts.
early in the game, and you get a chance to get chemistry down to the second, third string guys in the depth chart. That's going to help you on the back end of your season when you playing tough teams and you do get a little nicked up because everybody's getting reps. Last year, Bama never could had a margin of victory, so they could start playing guys like AK Deer earlier, and QB Reese earlier, and giving them some meaningful reps because all the games were close, And so now that's what chemistry builds and confidence. Okay. If you can play 7 games where you're going to win every game by an average margin of 30-some points, everybody playing.
Yeah.
The locker room is great. You know what I mean? Everybody's feeling it. I mean, practice is going to be great. But if you got to go and play Tennessee one week in Knoxville, then you got to go on the road the next week and play LSU at night. Okay. Then Texas rolling to your joint the next week. Okay, you need a bye week in there somewhere, man. Because
that's a fact, man.
You playing pros every week, man.
Yeah,
and your body just can't recover like that.
Western Kentucky.
Look at that stretch that we had last year, that 5-game stretch that we had last year, kicking off with Georgia.
We played the most top 10 defenses out of anybody in the country, and it wasn't even close. The most that anybody had played was 3. We played 7.
And look how banged up Parker Burleson played hurt all year. Ty was banged up. Look at Jam Miller was banged up. I mean, guys, all of them are playing injured up front in the box. Lawson coming off an injury. I mean, just one after another after another. Ryan Williams played hurt all year long. Jaron Bernard was playing hurt. I mean, it's part of the game.
Yeah,
but that's how that was last year.
That's 100% facts, Coach Al.
Yeah.
And the facts of the matter is the reality of it, without no hate. The reality of it is if you give Mississippi State that schedule, they win 8 games, 9 games on that schedule. This is real talk. Western Kentucky, Howard Bison, like, come on, bro. Like, we don't respect that. And I'll say this, you being disrespectful by winning something. Brother, you an Indiana fan. Your school could win 2 more national championships in the next 2 years, and you still gonna be a basketball school. Like, let's stop this. I give you all the love in the world for winning. Y'all should have won. You had a great team, right? We know what winning is down here. We won 6 of them things in 15 years. Please stop. Like, please stop. Enjoy your championship, brother. Do your thing. Try to win another. But if you really a football fan, not just a fan, look at your schedule. Everybody in the country know half the sorry teams in every conference will probably win 8 games on that schedule, man. So let's stop it, man. How many ranked teams are on that schedule? How many? How many times you gonna challenge yourself on that schedule? Stop it.
Man. We'll just leave it like that, ladies and gentlemen, man. Like I said, man, y'all got a whole nother season, 2026. We're gonna see how your quarterback play, because what you're talking about is asinine, to be honest. But hey, what do we know? We just some guys on the internet, and a lot of stuff that we said just so happened to come true. And a lot of guys that you probably don't think, I put it like this, guys that you respect in the industry love what we say. I'll just leave it like that. It's been told from their mouths and word of mouth. I'll just leave it like that. But appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And I'm gonna let the guys tell you where you can find them at. And we're gonna get up out of here. Coach Al, we'll start with you, my brother.
Okay. Hey, B-Sharp, my brother. Hey, man, thanks for inviting me over again tonight, tapping in. I love it. I absolutely love it. And more so important, I love everybody that's tapping in with us. I mean, J.K., Ephraim, everybody, Latoya, everybody, Bama Boy, Larry Large, I think, was in the house tonight.
Facts.
I mean, just all y'all, man. It's kind of like when we get together, it's like sometimes we forget we on air. You know, the fellas here, because this how we chop it up on the phone, outside of here, stuff like that. So what you guys see is a natural extension of brotherhood that we've developed in chemistry. We talk about the game. We take the fan glasses off. We just break it down and offer our opinion on what we see based on our experiences from the game, that kind of thing. And we enjoy bringing this to you guys. But yeah, come in, hit me up on X. You can see me right there, or IG. I'll get back with you. And I got a few things out there on my site, the Negative Free Zone with Coach Al. But I think what I want to start doing is doing some things and putting some content out there, just short videos about certain key things about position players, certain things I like to see with a quarterback does, give you some nuggets on that kind of stuff. But also talk to you about this, the 6-inch space between your ears. You got to keep that free, okay? Because we're kind of wired to feel negativity. It's just a survival instinct kind of thing. So that can kind of sway how you look at the world and how your opinion is swayed by this poison that's out there. Trust me, this is an evil world, man. Okay, there's still a lot of good in it, but there's some evil in this world. And if you don't be aware of that, it's going to cause you to not live your best life. And I'll be talking about some of that on my channel because I care about that, and people really getting freed up. There's a lot against you right now that you don't even realize is coming at you subliminally. It's out there. I see it for what it is, and I don't buy into it. That's why I'm a little different. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you can find me at Jant Sports on YouTube. If you want to look for the rants, I'm gonna start getting back to rant. I'm just looking at trying to evaluate the roster. Of course, I got the Bills to deal with as well. They're pissing me off as usual with their all season acquisitions. But no, obviously it's we're closer to spring camp. I think we have a good feel in terms of what this roster is going to be. So I'm probably gonna be doing some breakdowns, and I'm trying to go over these player evals and to see if we what can we do to win a national championship? I think that's the ultimate goal. My expectations have increased. I'm expecting quarterfinals this year at least. No, not quarter. Yeah, at least for us. But it's what can we do to get back there? And so, of course, we got to go through a 9-game gauntlet size, and I got to hear from Big Ten fans that the Big Ten's better because they won 3 straight national championships, despite them not playing the same schedule that we play. Not having the same difficulty. It is what it is. So, yeah, you can find me at Jant Sports on YouTube, Jant716 on X. And, yeah, we're going to start ramping this thing back up again. I can't wait to be doing it.
Oh, yeah, man. Coach Shawn.
Facts, man. I agree with what all the fellas are saying. Got to get this thing back going. I actually got a few videos I just ain't posted yet. Just trying to find the time. My daughter and them in the state playoffs down in Wallace State. So we're going to try to get well before that happens. Going to go in here and get on this Tamiflu and try to sweat this thing out, man. Much love to everybody in the chat who tapped in, man. Good to see Cynthia again, man. Eric D, Goof, all of our people in here, man. Toya, everybody, man. Double L, JJ. Right. Yeah, everybody, man. Rob tapped in, J Mims, everybody, man. Ephraim, he always in the chat.
Yep.
Just good to see everybody. G Bama boy and Jeremy and Jay Smith and Gelato. Just everybody, man. I appreciate you guys. All of my daughter's sports about to be over, so we about to start running the content up, man. Just got to try to find time to do it. Thank B. Shaw for letting us come on and do our thing. We appreciate you, man. And good to see Jan's back in the house again, man. Anytime Jan said, the ears go up, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's always great to see my OG Coach Al. I'm an offensive guy, love offense, but when I got a question, this who I go to. You know what I'm saying? So love that brother to death. Shout out to all our Wu-Tang clan, man. Wherever they at, doing their thing. Everybody be well, because this flu thing is going around. I don't really get sick. First time I had the flu, and God knows when, and it's killing me. You know what I'm saying? So keep your boy prayed up, man. And you can definitely find me at JMHO Sports Talk on Twitter and YouTube, man. What's up, Anthony? Much love to you, brother. You know what I mean? Big Anthony say, I'm here as well. Anthony Robinson, 624. Much love to you, brother. Big Bama 10660. You know, yeah, man. I heard that works. I'm gonna try anything, man. I feel terrible, bro. You know, thank you, Goof. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Much love to you all.
Oh yeah, man. And of course, y'all already know, man. I'm Brinsky Sharpshooter Sports Talk. If y'all ain't hit that like button, please hit the like button. Also hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and also turn on those notification bells. Like I told the guys, be on the lookout for a lot more videos, like many videos, like recruiting videos of guys committing to the school. Be on the lookout for those. Be on the lookout for videos for like NFL breakdowns of each player that we may want to do. I know especially it's gonna be a Ruben Bain breakdown. Try to have some videos to show you in the video so y'all can see what the coaches are talking about. Definitely gonna do one on Pun. So, and any other player that you guys want to break down of before the draft come up, try to do as many as possible before the draft comes. So if you have any idea of what player you want to be done, like I said, just drop it in the comment section. And also, hopefully, because I know everybody been busy. If it don't happen this month, it's definitely going to happen at the beginning of March. Everybody, with all the best teams ever.
Jans got to be here, man.
Yep.
Jans, you got to make time for that one, bro.
Yeah.
For
all the greatest teams ever. We already said 95 Nebraska gonna be in there. 2019 LSU, 2001
Coach.
And that's what I said, man. It's gonna be a slugfest.
I told look, Jans. I told Brinsky that might be the one show where you may have to use the mute button.
Oh man,
we going all in, right?
There's gonna be some arguments, and everybody gonna have it, and it's not gonna be a one. It all depends. It all depends how far we can get on the
outside. Wait, man, because it's gonna get.
It may have to be 2 parts to that show. It's gonna be hard to get past. I think we said 16 or 2014 playoff for that. So we'll see which one works the best. But I can guarantee you those 3 teams will be in there, and I'm just gonna dig them out of a bag, and then wherever they place, that's where they place. And
Coach,
you got to make an argument for them.
Did you see Anthony's comment?
Yeah, I'm responding to him now.
Okay.
What Anthony said.
He was studying Coach Al.
Yeah, I know Thero. Yeah,
that's what's up.
Up in the city, man. Yeah.
Jans, really quickly, I'm gonna give you a quick sneak peek. You know, got love for all them old teams, and they might be right, I might be wrong, but that damn 95 Nebraska team was just different, bro. Like what I say, Florida was one of my favorite teams that year, and they beat them like they stole something out their mama's kitchen. I couldn't believe it. I was flabbergasted. You know what I mean? Yeah, that boy Tommy Frazier.
The Hall of Famer, the man.
They're winning about 30 points a game, and they have one of the greatest margin per wins that you're ever going to see in college football history.
It was beating good teams by 30. I was like, dang,
30. Yeah, that was top ranked teams about 30.
That damn option, man. That they couldn't stop it, man. Couldn't stop it.
Hey, you know what? I was talking with a coach today, a good friend of mine, and he's over BT. We used to coach over there. You know, they got a 5-star edge guy who's committed to Ohio State, and we were talking about when they were playing this year, playing Maris. Maris likes to run that flex bone. We were talking about option football, and then when I was over Hillgrove, when St. John Days was the quarterback, he went to Georgia Tech as a quarterback for Paul Johnson, and you can't practice against that, man.
Can't practice, man.
Because when you got a guy that's a superior athlete like that, called from under the center, and he's reading you, and you're wrong every time, man.
Man.
And Tommy Frazier, man,
that boy,
cool.
The man.
You know how I say that?
Yeah. I don't want to see. Look, as much as my Bama teams have problems with option team, I don't want to see none of my Bama teams play that one. Yeah. None of them. I love my Bama team too much.
Man, I got one that we'll talk about it down the line.
Yeah.
But y'all hold it down, man. Be on the lookout for some more content. Like I said, all that stuff gonna be coming out soon. That's what I said. I know it's been slow with it being off season, but they expect a lot of those draft breakdowns. And like I said, please put in the comment section whatever player you want us to break down, and don't let it just be any type of player. Let it be somebody worth talking about. But and just talking about anybody from such and such state, and he is booty cheeks.
Hey, let me tell you this, B-Shaw, because I know I won't remember it if I say, memory don't do like it used to do. When we finally get together on this, when you make your case, you have to get a legitimate reason why you think you have to give a football answer. That's why we got football guys up here. You can't just say they'll win. You have to tell why do you think, like a quick example. I don't think my Bama 2020 could have been in the right place every time to stop Nebraska. I just don't. Now, our defense was about it. Offense was about it. Offense would have kept us in the game at times, but I don't know if we could have continuously stopped that team with that type of. You got to give a football answer. Why do you think they would have won? Your team would have won.
But catch y'all on the next one. And almost forgot. Can't forget this. Y'all already know. Help them boys. Y'all already know who them boys is. And it was those Auburn Tigers.
LSU.
And LSU and Tennessee and all of them. Catch y'all on the next one and roll down time.
Alcorn Braves.